بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. أي نعم. Inheritance of the Prophets by Ibn Rajab Al-Hanbali. Explanation to the hadith of the Abu Darda, that the inheritance of the Prophets being a translation of his Warathul Anbiya, Sharah Hadith Abi Darda. Today we read 1-1, Traveling for Knowledge. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu used to say, I swear by Allah, besides who there is no other deity in truth of worship. I swear by Allah, besides who there is no other deity. There is not a chapter in the book of Allah except that I know where it was revealed, and there is not a single verse in the book of Allah except that I know for what reason it was revealed. And if I knew there was someone who was more knowledgeable than me regarding the book of Allah, and a camel was able to take me to him, I will indeed go to him. Abu Darda said, if a verse from the book of Allah confused me, and I was unable to find anyone who could explain it to me, other than a man that lived in Bark al-Gimad, then I will ride out to him. Bark al-Gimad is the farthest point of Yemen. Once Masruq left Kufa and went to Basra to ask a man about a particular verse from the book of Allah. He found that man did not possess the knowledge of the verse, but was informed about another living in Syria, Sham, who could explain. So he returned to Kufa, Iraq, and then left for Syria. To that very man in search of the knowledge of that verse. Another man traveled from Kufa to Syria to Abu Darda asking him about the validity of an oath he had taken. Sa'id ibn Jubair once traveled from Kufa to Ibn Abbas in Mecca to ask him about the explanation of tafsir of a single verse of the Quran. Hassan al-Basri traveled to Kufa to ask Ka'b ibn Ujra about the atonement for Al-Adha during the pilgrimage. And the exploration into this field is very lengthy. A man once saw an oath which he had to fulfill, and it was a difficult issue for the people of jurisprudence to solve for the man in order to remove the obligation. So he was directed to a place, but he found it to be very distant. It was said to him, the place is near for the one that is really concerned about his religion. In all of this is an indication that whoever holds his religion to be important, just as he holds his worldly matters to be important, then if something occurs in his religion and is unable to find someone to ask except a person in a far off land, then he should not delay going to him in order to absolve himself by doing his religious duty, like a person who is presented with a worldly benefit in a far off land, and he hasn't to obtain it. In the hadith under discussion on page 19 to 20, Abu Darda gives glad tidings to the person who traveled to him seeking a hadith he heard from the Prophet ﷺ regarding the virtue of knowledge, and this is understood from the statement of Allah the Most High. وَإِذَا جَاءَكَ الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِآيَاتِنَا فَقُلْ سَلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ كَتَبَ رَبُّكَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ رَحْمَةً. And when those who come to you who believe in our verses say, peace be upon you, your Lord has decreed upon himself mercy. Similarly, once a group of people gathered outside the house of Hassan al-Basri to seek knowledge, Talib al-Ilm to his son said some harsh words to them. Hassan said, relax my son. He then proceeded to recite the verse above. But Tirmidhi and Ibn Majah on the authority of Abu Sa'id radiallahu anhu are saying, indeed the Prophet also advised them with seeking knowledge, understanding of their religion. Zir ibn Habash radiallahu anhu came to Sufyan ibn al-Asad radiallahu anhu for the purpose of seeking knowledge, and said to him, news has reached me that the angels lower their wings for the student of knowledge. Once the people gathered outside the door of Abdullah ibn al-Mubarak, so he said, they deserve from attaining knowledge eternal happiness due to their desire to seek religious instructions. By their crowding at my door, being envious of seeking knowledge, because it leads to eternity in perpetual bliss. For this reason, upon his death, Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu wept up of regret over leaving the gathering of remembering Allah. So he exclaimed, indeed, I weep over the dust of midday, standing during the winter night, and the crowding around the scholars with my knees, that is sitting while they were in circles of remembrance. It is necessary for the scholar to welcome students of knowledge and urge them to act on what they learn. Hassan al-Basri said to his own student when they had entered upon him, "Welcome to you all. May Allah give you long life in peace and enter us into the abode of peace, paradise. It is an obvious good if you are patient. Give charity and have eternity. Let not your portion of this affair. May Allah have mercy upon you. Enter into one ear and leave the other. For whoever saw Muhammad sallallahu saw that he came and went and had no interest in constructing houses or palaces, that Allah raised for him knowledge and he dedicated himself to it. Hurry towards salvation. For what are you doing if not hurry towards salvation? Hurry towards salvation. For what are you doing if not that you have refused seeking secret knowledge by the Lord of the Kaaba? Death is almost upon you.